G'day, today we're continuing on with Islanders as we move on to Island 11. So just before I go, um, what I think did really well in this level was setting up a few different ecosystems that we learnt were incredibly effective. So hopefully taking that one as a lesson on going further. So in Season 1 of playing this game, this was my downfall. Well, not this specific level because obviously the levels changed, but it was the 11th island that I failed on. So focusing up to try and turn around my fortune this time. Let's have a quick look at this level. Definitely a town is going to be here. I don't think having the two towns side by side was too bad a thing, but here is the second town location. I think that's a pretty good two spots. We're obviously not going to have much in the way of fields in this one, so we don't have to worry about them. It's sort of a bummer because it means that brewery packs and things we won't have access to. Firstly, what will go as a lumberjack in here. So he gets 7 from that guy. So if we swing this guy that way, get him 7, then we get 14 for the two of them in the middle. Masons. So having a lot of masons is definitely a good thing. I think that we have to, I guess, decide which side of this is going to be our small town side, and I think that's going to be this side. So we want to have a look at where we can sort of stash them. Start with one down there. And we'll go one there. Sneak that guy in a way that he can see nothing but... And if I can get this guy far enough that way, get a good score for him too, and that means we can nab a good sawmill score in the middle. And I think that this guy, if we pull him deep one side, make a 14 for him. Now this is where I like the idea of a city pack, but I'm still spending everything that I've got to like the very end, which means that having a city pack, I would have to spend that city pack, and that might not put me in the best position. So what I mean by that is like I might have to put I've had it in the past where I had to put a mansion near like smaller houses just because I otherwise couldn't fit them all in. So we can still get 9 for this guy. They love a statue, they love a mason and a sand pit. We can skid this guy on a little bit and grab a good 22 for him. This is where we grab the city pack because we haven't finished placing the rest of this stuff. So our aim is basically we can sort of place this like one of these guys and start with houses. The Masons like town halls, I believe. City centers, they do too. City centers like Masons more. So what we might do is I'm gonna make these guys grin and bear it and be friends. I don't think we can get that guy really far enough that way to benefit. So what we'll do is we'll sort of centralize him over here. And then we'll set it up so that we can get these houses seeing both of them. Some nice quick points there so we can start to like really build a stack. Now that's great because it's given us our second city center, which means that we can place him up here. Go as far that way, I suppose. Now, is there much that this guy's going to be able to see that he's going to benefit from? And the answer looks to be no, apart from the statue. So what we'll do is we'll just sort of slot him in over here. And then the mansions, sorry. Call them masons. Mansions can sort of slowly edge their way that way too. Get 12 for this guy down here. Those guys are going to benefit from a bunch of stuff. Maybe I'll have to hold out to see if I can get more masons in that vicinity. We can slot them all the way into that gap, and they're seeing everything still, so we'll keep taking advantage of that. Absolutely, we want to start our insurance policy of huts. Still not really getting that much in the way of points from those mansions. Slot them in a an early fountain. We'll go down this side, because then he can also be surrounded and give all future houses a little bit more of a bonus. Sandpit wise, we can still nab 9 for him. Let's go 18 for this guy. We'll up him to 12. Means we can still get a good 14 for another one just slotted in there. Still getting 12 for these guys too. First time I've ever just had a collection of brickmakers lay claim to the city centre. Does seem like these guys are scoring a little bit better than the houses themselves are. This is where a plateau could possibly come into play if we can get a good position. So that was one thing that I think we got out of the last level, was that there was just some really good, like we're getting 50 for some plateau placements. I thought I had a decent 26 in there a moment ago. 34 in there, 44 in there. Now it's pretty close to useless there, but it's such a good score that that's what we're claiming it for. These guys benefit from sort of sitting on it as well, so there's no certainly still gonna like benefit from it. Can we slot him sort of up that way? We can, but he's not worth that much. But even these guys that are just on the ground around it are gonna really love telling their friends about how they got to see the plateau. Okay, the shaman. Right, he doesn't like the masons, so our options for where he sort of shifts are again quite limited. But we'll go sort of, again, we're just sort of placing them around so that eventually they'll benefit these houses as they sort of make that gap connection. Until they get there, these mansions really don't do that well. They've even got parks and community, and nothing makes them happy. Okay, let's go have a look at what our little sawmill community can do. 1 point there. I suppose if we go down the other side, 16. We get down here somewhere where he can see those 4 guys. He can. Oh no, he's seen 2 of them then. Well, if we go down far enough this way, can he see the 2 there and nothing else? Lovely. Five. Like that 5. Alright, another shaman. Now, I mean, this guy, I'm just hold on to him for now. I don't think that there's placement that's going to benefit him too much. But for these guys, we'll go parks on the outskirts on this north side. Again, they definitely are scoring better than the houses are, and we do want to push the town up this way, so we may as well fill these outside gaps with the more points of the parks. Once again, it's the cheaper housing that's really making the impact. He doesn't care at all about the plateau. So 40 points is sort of the most we're getting for him in any position at the moment. Alright, we've got another mason. Digs plateaus, he digs town halls. He does not like he does like those though. Alright, so let's swing over here. 35 for this shaman's best friend, the gold mine. Now this guy, clean 40, you know, we've got to keep him on that side of town. So 45, but there's heaps of places that he could still go. So we're going to try and hold off on him as long as we can, and just get a bigger payday when we've got more houses. $45, 50. Get 50 all the way to there. Again, I think that he could benefit from just more things being built. We might be able to just push through to this next level by just placing a park in a good spot. A resort oasis in this one I don't feel like has much chance. How far in can you get? 40 there. I'll take that there. 40's a real nice pickup. And then also, like, these guys, as they get closer, they love to be able to brag to their friends about being near a Plateau as much as they love bragging about being near a shaman. These wealthy elites are getting in touch with their sensitive sides. Alright, so he's up to 55. Does he not care about... Yeah, good, he doesn't care about shaman, so we can continue to just sort of play shaman if the position arises. Still miles out from being close to a level here. 40 there. $44. So we'll try and build in a way that we're actively trying to keep a spot available here. Have that guy get placed. He does not care about circuses. I don't know what you're going to do, buddy. I don't think you're going to be the dynamite placement that I've had in the past. 5? 5 is currently the top that we can get for him. Alright, let's fire some of these heavy shots. No, I think tower first is our first big one. Let's go for the 54, the furthest that way that we can go. So our temple, just get a scope of what we can gain. Doesn't like the gold mine, so he's only worth about 25 there at the moment. 31 if we would just dump him on the outskirts of town. So, as usual, we're just going to wait for an overhang, place him. $30 there, quite good. If I could get a higher score on the these guys' side, I definitely would take it. I'll take that 30. New strategy that I'm bringing in for the plateaus is that they're not about making more space. They're about their placement gain, and then the benefit. It's just a side benefit that you get to put things on top of them. So something like this guy is now going to double benefit because you can both see a you can see 2 different plateaus. Obviously these guys like relish in it, but they're nowhere near as wide a view anyway. It's definitely not as impactful. So the good thing is that this guy can get nice and low and actually be underneath the range of that tower. So we can grab another really good score for one of them without in too much effort. So he's up to 70. So again, I feel like as we go on, the longer we can hold out, the better. Right, 13 for that one. 11 for that one. Warehouse. I imagine a warehouse. What is our warehouse like? Likes gold mines, likes mills. He likes masons, he likes sawmills, he likes brickyards. He likes brickyards more than he likes sawmills. So 32 down here. We've got another brickyard in the tank as well. So let's fire that guy off. Let's grab 38 for him. Go our market. Now, the market here could actually benefit quite well. 66. Only 12 over there. Looks like our market's, our 66 market's our winner. Jump on him. Finally got guys that have made the bridge the gap. That's the phrase I'm trying to say. Finally bridged the gap and made their way over to this guy. Also, that was 3 more ads, so this guy's now up to 85. Nice as a brewery is, I don't expect that we're actually going to see anything else for him. Like, we'll take 13. As far away as we can put him. Because we're in the cold, we're not going to see any fields. So we're not gaining anything with that guy placement there, so let's drop the hammer on that guy. Get a 42 without even placing, like even with him in view of the other guy. Might be our best bet, but try and keep that in mind, see if we get more placements that we can put in. Get a 29, a 35 on that side of town. 20, 34. So we're pretty neck and neck at the moment. 34 in there. Let's go for that 42. I'll take it now, I think. Our lone tavern. A constant source of disappointment for never really getting a... For being only one building, it never really feels like it's the mic drop that only having one of those types of buildings you'd expect to be. Alright, so 14 if he's down there. Can we slot him somewhere on the edge here? 30? 38? So again, that's a 38 placement purely for the placement money, not for benefit or anything else. Possibly we can have mansions sneak down that way if we ran out of other options. Come on, surely you can wedge your way in there somewhere. He doesn't care for fountains, so we don't need to worry about that for him. 23 for that guy. We can get 20 more than that for this side just by even having him embrace the other fountain, which I can now see put very central. I'll take the 37 for that guy, putting him right where we had our intended plan for this guy, but he can still get 85. Did I see a 20 there a moment ago? Take a 20. I'm gonna undo that, because I reckon that guy could actually fit up here, yeah. What can we get around here? Yeah, 14's still the best. Another fountain. One of these guys. Alright, very late on the seaweed farms here, but... Can I put a seaweed farm out on this thing? No. But never discredit the seaweed farms, because we can pull... the potential to pull big points from them. And these guys are not doing anything for me. Oh, we can sneak them in here, we can get something. So I guess we'll hold on to them because we can gain from the seaweed farm from them. 33, 39. These spots where they can see two circuses and the town hall seem like they're very worthwhile. No gaps on those. I was surprised that like everything about the cities shouldn't really impact how much they're worth, but maybe it's the fountains. Fountains might be what's swinging this to their benefit. Okay, balloon likes, dislikes. Resort Oasis, Market Tower, Circus. Okay, so if we can get him over here, we can grab a real nice bunch for him. So if we could get this guy in somewhere where he's also going to be visible to that. So I got 33 back there. 39, that's a good one. Yeah, let's claim that 39. And then we'll put the balloon in there. Very early days for a second seaweed farm. I'm going to hold on to that for now because I want to... Well, I hope to put down more fields first. Alright, let's go with more houses. Some that can really rack it in over here. If they can see City Hall, town centre. $24. I mean, even right next to that guy, so we can see two of them. This is also a 24. I'm going to put him out on this edge, because then that means I can put parks that are in the vicinity of him, and he likes that. Well, the parks like that, rather. Just holding out from using that gap, because that's old jewelry store alley. We dropped the hammer on this guy yet? I think that that's okay for where the jewelry store wants to go. No, it's not. Alright, let's undo that. Get 13 just to get to that next level. Alright, the plateaus are starting to come out. So we should hopefully soon be in wall plateau territory. Again, we don't want to put him there. $100. I mean, that'll just... Is that a... hang on. Sorry, if I pull him back. If I pulled him down a tiny little bit, was there a 105 in there? Or was it 95? No, there it is. 105. There we go. Okay. Wall plateau time. Temple does not like circuses. He doesn't like taverns. He doesn't like the market. Doesn't like warehouses. He doesn't like the gold mine. Okay, so in terms of territory, we sort of want him around here. So we need wall plateau. Potentially, how's that do for your coverage? Minimal. Second wall plateau. Terrible coverage, because I think you're too high. Really a bummer if that's what we're going to end up with here. And I can't undo that placement. So we've already... what I needed to do was probably put this guy here, and then extend off him so that it was much lower. I mean, if we went this route, over this side... That balloon's going to be right in the way there. It's not going to be any better. $25, $30. What was I getting up here? Yeah, let's go at 30 for him. That's such a bummer. 45. It's always interesting that the second plateau sits so much higher on the... Like, it's resting on the top of that one. It's not sitting, like, attached to it. Which just means that this guy sits so much higher than the rest. I'll take that 45. We're getting 45 for it. Let's do that one. And we'll allow... I mean, that's not the worst outcome. Although, based on that, if he's here, he could get even more because he's 120 if he can see all the parks. So he's actually happier further in. So if we can slot this guy to the 35, and then we put this guy on that side, we're going to get more than that amount that we had. So before we do that, let's stack the bench even more. Because that's a pretty good get. Now, the thing is, though, that we have already hit a plus, so possibly we're going to get more parks here. So that does make me wonder, too. Should I actually hold off until we reach our sort of maximum on the amount of parks it's going to keep giving us? This guy's range is pretty good. His just parks, then the monument that he's really gaining from. Is there anything else you want? City centre. Well, no promises for that guy getting anywhere close. We will talk about the city centre in a moment, though. So, I haven't got any more mansions. I was otherwise going to start placing mansions on that top building too. I guess not to be at the moment. These houses. So this is the next question. Where are these guys going to be happy? They like the fisheries. They like mansions. Sorry, not mansions. They like town halls. So this will be their little area down here. So what we can do is we can put... You can see that guy's going to like fisheries. So we can put a island out here. So about there. With this guy on it. And that will be to their benefit. We can then put this guy over here. And he benefits from being able to see both. See, that guy's going to get a gain from being up there. Now, potentially too, if we pull this guy far enough down, he actually might just almost exclusively see all these outside parks. So we'll take 31 for him, absolutely, from what we've been seeing before. Okay, statue, warehouse, field, city center, mason. So feels like we could get some decent scores for these guys with just some placements over here. Now they're not going to like seeing each other, so keep them separate. It is funny that it has now sort of refrain, like, I think you've had your quota of arcs now. We won't be silly, we won't give you any more. This guy's still really nothing tickling their fancy. So this is where we're now going to use our last wall point. We're going to try and get him as low as we can. Because we're going to put these guys on him. And those are going to be big money houses. Just because they get to be the center of the town. They love it. Alright, what do we want to... Well, I suppose we are running out of things to place. We want to now just throw our trump card out, which will be this guy. We're lucky that's 2 levels, or at least close to 2 levels. Yep. There's all those parks I've been waiting for. $45 if he's over there. $29 if he's down this way. There are 2 warehouses down here. So somewhere in this vicinity, he actually could be worth his most. So what's his sort of range? Just about here. I don't overly want to use a one of these that doesn't, like, I could put fields and things on, but oh well, I'm not getting fields anyway. Okay, so let's push these guys in. And then have a look to see what we can net for one of them placed well. This is 34. So 17 down there, 22. I think that's what I'd get. That's what, like, 17. So let's take that 22. It seems like the positives are going to outweigh the negatives if I can get this guy somewhere in the middle. Where was that 19? There was a 40 that was central. If we can get a 39 on the edge, means we can place another 30-something guy in there. Now, our big hope is that we can hold on long enough that they give us another town hall. If we can get another town hall in the mix, then we can put that out this way and then have our huts hopefully ride us all the way to... ride those huts all the way to the victory. There's a spot up here with the monument. Wasn't sure if I was going to leave enough room. No, doesn't look like I did. But we can start to box in some of this stuff. There's not really anything else we can put over on those edges. We'll cope with that gap. I do feel like there is some value in a few of these guys. If we, say, have a look at this, put him there, then we can get, you can see all of these fields without seeing anyone else. It's funny, I guess the little bit of rise that he gets from actually sitting on that thing makes him just out of reach at the point where he could touch them all. Second one, if I can get a second one in there like that. Seems crazy to have two side by side, but it means that if I then have any more seaweed fields, they can gain the benefit of being near two of them. This guy could sneak into that corner too. There we go. Alright. A bit easier than the frame I was trying to do in that corner. Alright, we've got 36. We're getting close. Getting close to the top of that island. What I'm really hoping for is... Actually, these guys like shaman, don't they? Okay. So, in that case, we want to put a shaman just at the end there. And that will benefit their little lives. $15. Well, I don't think there's anywhere sand left there for these guys to go. 9 points over here on their own is probably as good as we're going to get. One of the most coherent walls I feel like I've ever built for a town. Okay, so this seaweed field here, we put him over there. Sort of reach him out a little bit. Ah. No, I refuse to not get my extra 1 point. 18 points. Bishop Field. Alright, if he goes sort of back this way, in there, he might be in that range. Also a benefit. Yeah, I'm starting to hurt my builds because I've got the wall there. I still refuse to believe these guys wouldn't like the walls. I snuggle you right in there. Lovely. They don't like the warehouses. They're only 6, so there's not a huge bonus there. As part of this is like really stunting our ability to continue to grow, especially if these guys don't. I think these guys don't care about walls. Yeah, good. 27, even been able to see the other two guys. 34 up there. Where's the other market? I had a second market somewhere, didn't I? Alright, let's put that guy up there. And that's some kind of special. Happy living. If we can get 9 up there, I'll take that. Fine. 7, like, I realize that they're not going to get any more benefit being, like, stacking multiple guys up there. Where was the 9? There. Certainly getting close enough that it feels like the huts will do enough to get us over the line. I admire if there's anyone out there that has the strategical mind to be able to build a city with walls in mind. Like, because I feel like if you plan to have your walls in there, you'd make some significant money off those walls. It's just hoping that we get one more city center or shaman to chuck over there. And even now, this guy's not going to be that happy because he's going to be restricted by walls in one direction or another. Well, I guess we can put a wall up there. And there we go, we have made it to Island 12. So progress on our last attempt. That also means that we don't have to stress too much about how we go from here. And we are on about exactly the same score that I was on last attempt when I bombed out. I think I bombed out on about 43,000. So that's kind of neat to see that we've overtaken that as well. Did I say an 11? He's not going to like much of anything. Is there trees? No. 2. Can we do any better than 2? 7. 9. I feel like these guys have got to have more of a sort of room to move. Squeeze in somewhere. Alright, here we go. 21. Of course, I've used all my flanks. Oh, we can sneak him in just over there. Imagine there's too many places for any of this to go. 5, 7, 5. These guys at least love all these parks that have just been crammed into this area. Let's get that 39. Hold on to that plateau for now. And again, we'll just exploit the parks we've just put down. Gold mine. Why? Sorry, a jewelry store. Why would a jewelry store not like the walls? Again, to me that feels. Surely you'd be all about, yeah, locking. I suppose there's any more room. These great positions. 11. Yeah, we'll take 11. Yeah, it's like threes. What we're getting. Just a quiet place, I guess, near some trees down here is what we're gonna get. One. We I'm glad that I'm not having to do this like moments away, like not having reached the target. Like if you were trying to solve this placements while actually needing genuine money, this would be a unpleasant experience. I guess they like the fountain. Did I say 26, 23? Or there was a 10 over here somewhere, right? Yeah, 10. These guys benefit from basically just seeing each other. There we go. Island 11. Knocked over. Which, yeah, is definitely a victory for me in having fall into it last time. Although, again, they're random maps, so definitely not as randomly horrific as the last level 11 I saw. New highest score, so we're now going to start climbing up the charts there as well. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.